Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are truly excited to see in this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize the character of Luke Skywalker portrayed by Mark Hamill in this film, as well as the character of Kylo Ren portrayed by Adam Driver. Now, we are just 2 days away from the official teaser trailer and the title reveal itself. You can feel the excitement growing among many fans around the world, and that a lot of people are very curious about this movie and are very mystified of what's actually going to really happen in this film to end the Skywalker saga. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to some of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intriguing, for of course actor Mark Hamill portraying the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, specifically, it's described that Mark Hamill shot a sequence over in Cardington during the month of January with Adam Driver, where it said that Mark Hamill was de-aged for a scene in front of a green screen, where Luke is said to give a lecture to his nephew Kylo Ren by delivering a certain hard truth about his path. The scene of the set was described to be in the form of a large throne room, where Adam was sitting in his throne that is described to be a similar one to that of Emperor Palpatine's in the original trilogy. Another sequence shot between both Hamill and Driver included Hamill in front of a large Jedi temple, where Luke is resting his hand on Ben's shoulder, welcoming him inside of the Jedi structure. It's said to be a sequence in which fans will get a first look inside of Luke's training temple before it was burned down to the ground, and that Luke gives Kylo an important lesson inside of the structure. Lastly, it's described that Mark did shoot a couple of scenes for the final frames of the movie that is said to cause many tears for the fans. It's described to have something to do with Rey as a character in the movie. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this and as to why this sounds truly amazing. Now, first things first, I want to go over the one that really does stand out to me the most, and that of course has to do with how Mark Hamill shot a couple of scenes for the final frames of the movie that is said to cause a lot of tears among many fans that has to do with the scene involving the character of Rey. So like I say, we do know that the original script by Colin Trevorrow was actually going to have a scene for the character of Rey that caused Daisy Ridley to cry when she was reading it. So this particular sequence could very well have something to do with J.J. Abrams cherry-picking that idea from the original script and implementing it into Episode 9. Now, when Daisy Ridley was reading the original script, it had to do with the fate of Rey, of course, in Star Wars. So could this perhaps maybe be the death of Rey with Luke's Force Ghost watching over her? Or could this be something else entirely different? Now, the other thing that I do want to go over is, of course, how we're finally going to get a little glimpse inside of Luke Skywalker's training temple that we only got a little look at the very, middle point of The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson. So it seems like JJ wants his take on, of course, the Luke Skywalker storytelling of things in, of course, a Star Wars movie, and that's exactly what he will be delivering in Episode 9. Now, this seems like a very heartwarming moment in which we have Luke Skywalker resting his hand on Ben Solo's shoulder as he is welcoming him inside of the ancient Jedi structure, or just the Jedi structure that he created, which is actually a training temple. Now, the other one of which that I do find very intriguing is, of course, that Mark Hamill shot a sequence over in Cardington during the month of January with Adam Driver, where it's actually said that Mark Hamill was de-aged for a scene in front of a green screen, indicating that he is indeed in the form of a Force Ghost, giving a lecture to Kylo Ren inside of his throne room, on board of either a finalizer or within a First Order base in Episode 9. So like I say, guys, all the sequences involving Mark Hamill in this film sound pretty promising so far. I will say that I can understand how a lot of fans out there are not too excited about him being in the form of a Force Ghost. That's totally understandable and all. But I feel like that him being alive in the form of a flashback is probably the best that they can do right now in order to really bring in the Luke Skywalker sequences of Luke being alive. And I think that's, what J.J. Abrams wants to do anyway, because J.J. never really got a shot at delivering the character of Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars movie, right? At the end of the day, The only thing that J.J. Abrams did for Luke in The Force Awakens was have him standing in the opposite direction of Rey on the edge of a cliff and slowly turning around, and that was it. That's all J.J. got to do. So I can really see how J.J., is pretty much just so eager to get his hands on, of course, the character of Luke Skywalker and doing these amazing things with the character and doing different things for that character that's actually going to be used in a way to move the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren forward in this story. So that's one thing and one way to look at it all. So what do you guys think about this whole entire sequence involving the training temple, the throne room, and of course even Mark Hamill, how he shot some scenes for the final frames in the movie? Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.